Welcome into NXT on Top. I am Scalz, and we are about to set off another round tonight. How's everybody doing?
Fan-fucking-tastic, Scalz. I'm doing fantastic.
Doing freaking amazing, man.
If you guys don't know who is with me, we have my boy to my right. We have Mr. Jaxbo, the Ginger Ninja.
Yes.
And then below us, we have, also known as the Wrestling Encyclopedia of TikTok, we have Phil the Future.
Yes, sir.
Before we get into everything that happened tonight on NXT, quick thoughts.
Halloween Havoc's going to be one hell of a 2-week show. That's all I can say about it. It's shaping up to be something really big.
Yeah, the card is stacked for next week.
Next week and in 2 weeks.
Well, 2 weeks right now we only have one match announced, right?
In 2 weeks, we know the main event's going to be Carmelo versus the rematch between Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov for the NXT title.
And I think that's all I have. I don't think there's anything else that's announced.
Is the women's title in 2 weeks, or is that week one?
Women's title is week one.
Week one.
Oh, okay.
And I believe Lexus King is also going to make his debut at Halloween Havoc.
He will be
known as Brian Pillman Jr.
So, what are your thoughts on him and what he's done with his integration into NXT? Jax, let's start with you.
Yes. Repeat the question. I thought there was a question after. That's why I said yes.
What are your thoughts on how they've integrated Brian Pillman into NXT with the Lexus King moniker?
I actually think it's working real well. They are not acknowledging that his real name is Brian Pillman. They're not going, we're changing his name. That's not his dad. Like, they're acknowledging that that's Brian Pillman Jr. They're just making it to where Brian Pillman, it's more believable that Pillman came in and goes, I want to be something different. I don't want to live in my father's shadow anymore. Like,
what?
I think the build up for it's real well. And from what I understand, he did make an in-ring debut for some the house shows, and like he's still pretty sound in the ring and everything too. So it's going to be exciting to see who he puts on next week.
Just say, because it's been a while since he's actually been in a ring. He was done in NXT in March, like you mentioned earlier tonight in our chat that we were having. So it's been quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight's episode had a lot going on. Let's start off with the Battle Royal, the Bada Bing, Bada Boom Battle Royal that opened up the show. Phil, since you have the tag title right there, what were your thoughts on this?
I will definitely say this. I looked, the camera kind of showed every single tag team that was involved in this. Like, you had everybody up and down the card. You know, you've had former tag team champions before in Gallus, Creed brothers. Gallus and the Creeds are the only ones that really come to mind when I say this. But yeah, you also had Angel and Humberto. You had Out the Mud. You had Briggs and Jensen, Idris Inofi and Blade, or as I say, Jazzy Jeff and Carlton.
You had Hank and Tank.
Hank and Tank. You had Hank and Tank. You had heck, you even had the winners in, like, that I thought was highly unlikely, in Chase U. Like,
you also had Drew Gulak and Kemp.
Yeah, Gulak
who got eliminated as soon as the match started, which I liked. Like, that was a little wrinkle. That was something I wasn't expecting. I figured they would go a little further in. Like, I didn't think they would be the first eliminated.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think there are a lot of people in there who are really into Drew Gulak and Damon Cap.
What was your thoughts, Jaxbo?
Man, Gulak needs. Y'all got to give some respect to Gulak. He's a good ring worker.
I mean, yeah, Gulak is great. I mean, heck, he's a former cruiserweight champion. I'll give him that much. But like, man,
This match didn't go as long as I thought it was going to go, and I'm very happy about it.
yeah,
I
what
felt like it was going to go longer because of all the teams involved and everyone trying to get spots in. But they actually did real damn good about getting teams in, let them do a little bit of something to get them out. Like
I agree.
To start a show off, it was a good match to start the show off.
I agree. And I thought what made this a little bit more interesting was the fact that once you came down to the final two teams, obviously in Angel and Humberto and Chase University, it wasn't just like when it came down to those two, it's like, all right, these two teams are in here. Now it's a real match. It's like, whoa, that's something different. No, it just went right into a match. Both teams survived the battle royale. Well, technically Humberto didn't because he came out the ring, but then Brutus caused the interference that allowed Humberto to secretly get back in and cause the blibbity-blih. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like the match between Angel and Humberto and against Chase U, that was a pretty back and forth match. I will give it that much.
Yeah, it was definitely a solid match that they put on after going through the Battle Royal. I'm happy Chase U won. I feel that they could put a good match on against the family. But the only thing is, I don't think they're going to win it.
I don't think they are either. I gotta give it to the boys.
But you never know. They have done things in the past that have surprised me. So we're not. Mm-hmm. It would not surprise me if they decided to eventually do that. Speaking of Brian Pillman, we had this great vignette next, and you got to hear from him. He talked. He went through different things. I just thought it was a great way to showcase what he's about and what he's going to do when he actually shows up.
Yeah.
For real.
He's even got the look of what his dad would used to wear. It's like everything but the name is what it is. And that's what makes it so damn great.
It's true. I mean, he got the mullet. God damn.
The mullet, the leather vest, the headband. He's a fucking spit image of his father, just with a different name.
And last week you pointed out the hair like you thought it was drawn on.
It still looks drawn on. I didn't say it didn't look drawn on Scalz.
I'm just saying, like, it was more noticeable that it wasn't, that he dyed the certain part of it, so it looks like it's a different color.
Yeah,
like, I guess it was the camera angles that got me last week.
Yeah, it looked like it was fake last week.
It did. It looked like it was just like stenciled and shit. I'm thinking this.
Yeah. It's like, okay, when we get into the production, it's just like we have this right here, but like let's just stencil out what it's supposed to look like. Well, it'll be CGI'd.
Next, we had Carmelo Hayes come out and start talking before he was interrupted by Baron Corbin, then Dijak, then Ilya. And Ilya was the one that announced what Cody's last proclamation was before the clock struck midnight last week. And it was to turn the main event from a triple threat into a fatal four-way by adding in Trick Williams.
What that trick? What?
I have a theory.
I like it.
All right. Go ahead, Jax.
My theory on who attacked Trick, it might throw a curveball. I think it's Pillman.
Ooh.
Everyone automatically assumes it's going to be Carmelo. I think it's Pillman.
Because it makes sense to be Carmelo.
It makes complete sense for it to be Carmelo. It does, but I don't know. I want Pillman to be thrusted in, like not just an in-ring debut against a squash match. Like give him some of a notoriety, And why not give him one of the biggest baby faces in NXT right now, Trick Williams?
Yeah. I mean, Jax, I definitely understand the wave you're riding with that, because automatically, like the reporter, like Kincaid said, definitely it could definitely be said that the person that attacked Trick Williams obviously did not want Trick to be a part of this fatal 4-way. So obviously people are automatically going to point the fingers at Carmelo, because Carmelo was still kind of saying to him, bro, you ain't ready. But if you look at it, having Lexus King be the real guy who's behind it could really build up the momentum for him. Like he's gonna be seen as somebody who's
Hey, Tommy, what's going on?
Like, I don't play no game. Like, I'm a guy who don't play no games. Like,
Yeah.
This is real.
You missed out on a good show, Cam, if you didn't watch it. Thank you for saying that we are great. We appreciate that. But
Cam, you're
NXT
fucking great. I fucking love you, Cam. I want to marry you, Cam.
NXT was a good show tonight, top to bottom. A lot of action. Some really good work in the ring tonight. We're going to talk about a couple of the matches that I thought were really good. In regards to my theory on Trick versus Mello, Trick and Mello with the attack, I really think it was Mello because, one, he was the first one there.
Sadly, no, he didn't, but we'll get to that.
And it's just the way he was looking at him after he walked out of the locker room in their interaction later in the night. It's all those little hints that are dropping that make it kind of obvious that it's going to be him.
You know what?
It's okay. It's okay, Tommy. So we talked about the main event being turned into a fatal 4-way, but then it was turned back into a triple threat after Trick Williams was attacked backstage and had to be taken to a local hospital to get checked out. I'm just glad they're saying hospital instead of medical facility. That's how you know Triple H is fully in charge.
Yep. Oh my gosh. You know what? I don't know why. I feel like Cody. I feel like this is just speculation. But what if that moment, like when Rhea whispered in Dominic's ear last week, and then that moment where we saw Cody whispering into Ilya Dragunov's ear, I'm just like, oh, they're just doing this just to mock them. Like, come on. But what if, like that moment when Cody whispered into Ilya's ear, what if Cody said that next week was going to be a fatal 4-way, no matter how it turned out? That's just me.
I mean, well, he was the one that told. Cody did tell Ilya what the surprise was, so that could have been.
Yeah, because you literally saw like Cody just whispers in his ear, and you just see Ilya go.
So, in response to this, Tommy, so does Triple H do the creative shit for NXT as well, or do you think Sean has something to do with it?
Oh, Uncle Sean's running NXT.
Sean is running NXT, and he has, I would say, 90% creative control, but Triple H does give his input on it. And in regards to what they say, I think the verbiage gets put across all of the brands. So if they are doing something on the main brand, they want to be consistent with what they're saying on NXT as well.
That makes complete sense.
You're surprised by that, Jax.
Yeah. I'm surprised by a lot of things in life.
So we had our second match of the night coming up with Tegan versus Lyra Valkyria.
Oof.
And to me, outside of the main event, this was, if not the match of the night. Like,
I agree.
Two women just went off. And I'm glad that Tegan Nox is getting time to shine again.
Absolutely.
Because she is so good in the ring, and it was such a shame that he was just sitting in the back doing nothing.
Cam, she was, and I will say, great match too.
She was. She came out. She dominated in her match, and she won, right?
Yeah. Carmen Petrovich defeated Jada Parker.
So she ended up winning, and she moved on in the breakout tournament.
And since we have those 2 quarterfinal matches tonight, next week for week 1 of Halloween Havoc, we are getting those semifinals matches.
But Tegan versus Lyra,
but
great action back and forth.
Absolutely. I didn't know who to root for.
I didn't like that they gave the win to Lyra, but it makes sense that they did because she is facing Becky Lynch next week.
Yeah,
if it was the other way around, then I think Tegan would have won. So, but they both had their time to shine. And I did like what they did at the end of the match where they're setting up stuff for the main roster too. And
with Chelsea and Piper.
And you actually got the NXT the women's WWE Women's Tag Team Champions on NXT again.
Yeah.
So
Chelsea and
we
Piper,
know that you're going to be able to see these women go on all 3 brands.
Yep. And I can see
this doesn't affect the brand splits.
I just had to pick at you.
I know you did, but this doesn't affect it. This is these
because they have all rights. They have all rights to go since they unified the NXT Women's Tag Championship.
So the ironic thing with that is when they originally created the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions,
was that they were going to be defended on WWE.
They were meant to go to all
like Dakota. I remember Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez winning the women's Dusty Cup, and then what is it? Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler came out of freaking nowhere, and Dakota Kai and Raquel had a match with them, and obviously Nia and Shayna had retained the titles at the time, but still, that's what it meant something.
And they were meant to be going across all the brands, and Vince kiboshed that, and that's why Triple H created the women's tag team belts in NXT.
Yep.
So if he never stopped them from going across all 3 brands, I can guarantee you this women's division, tag team division, and the belts would actually mean something and be a lot better. So we just have to give Triple H time to build this back up. Because as you can see, he has already started. He's actually put together, unfortunately, by circumstance, you had a Piper Niven and Chelsea Green put together, even though Chelsea and Sonya Deville was a phenomenal tag team.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing tag team.
Yeah,
Amazing tag team.
And then now you're going to have...
WWE needs to re-sign for the women's tag team division.
Who's that?
The fucking just had their name.
Oh, the Iconics.
Iconics.
So,
sign me up.
I can't think of what her name is right now.
Actually, funny enough, Jax, Peyton Royce, aka Cassie Lee, she just won
a women's title.
She won the women's title, I think, in WSW
with her husband, Sean Spears.
Yeah, he won the men's title.
Didn't she just have a baby too?
About 6 months
she did.
Ago.
Yeah, okay.
And he did his 10 gimmick, and he said she's a perfect 10 too. I think he's doing better there than he is in AEW.
Yep.
Yeah, he is.
Yep. Well, Billie Kay is also still pregnant with her child.
Well, she's pregnant now, yes. But I would like to see them back. They were a great tag
Really?
team.
She's pregnant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have never expected that, and I'll tell you why later.
But the tag team that they're forming with Tegan Nox and Natty, I think can actually be a good tag team together.
Yeah.
You have Alba Fire and
Isla Dawn, the Unholy
coming
Union
back. You have Katen and Katana a chance. So you have tag teams now in this division.
Spitfire Warriors.
Hopefully, Triple H gets a chance to actually do something with it and proves everybody wrong that the titles are not cursed.
Right. I mean, Unholy Union was trying to make it look like that they were the ones who cursed.
Well, they
it.
did. They did say it, so I did like how they threw that in there.
Exactly. That's what I've always loved about it. Cam,
So,
I agree with you, bro. I agree with you.
After the match, you had Lyra do a promo, and probably her best promo to date.
For real.
And then we had the man, Becky Lynch, come on screen and give a promo right back. And I am so glad this version of Becky is back.
Welcome to the big time.
Because the way she talks, she has that confidence back again. And it's just anybody going against her looks like they're not going to be able to do anything. It just looks bad for anybody who's taking her on.
Honestly, though, I think this is just something I've honestly also have been waiting for a while, because I always I don't know, I've always thought Lyra Valkyria was just so good, even when she was in NXT UK as Aoife Valkyrie. She was great during that time as well. Like, just seeing what they've done with Lyra just over the past, I think, year that she's been in just regular NXT. It's good to see how she's beginning this gradual ascent up into the main event level. And the fact that it's gonna be like two Irish lasses just kicking ass all over the ring, like, especially when they showed that vignette of Becky actually going to Ireland to I think it was like the Fight Factory. I think it was called the Fight Facility or Fight Factory something. I don't know it for real, but like the fact that they showed that, and it showed Becky, like how Lyra and Becky were back then and how it correlates to where it is right now. I just love the small subtle tie-ins, and just oh man, it's oozing machismo.
They're paying such attention to little details.
Exactly.
And I think that's making such a difference in all the stories down in NXT.
Makes you feel something.
You agree, Jax?
I agree. The devil's in the details, man. You gotta have details.
Then after this, we went into the back, and you had Trick and Mello with their little back and forth, saying they're always going to be Trick Mello gang, everything else. But that look that Mello gave as Trick walked away, just like, man, like, you did me dirty here. Like, that was the type of look he gave him. So I for one think that it was him that attacked him and took him out of the main event. I like what Jax was singing over there, thinking that it could be Lexus King. I think that would be a nice little touch to get him weighing. But I think it's just the story's set up for it to be Mello. Next, we had Gigi Dolan in the back, answering Blair Davenport from earlier in the night.
Yep. Ooh.
And Gigi's walking, and then she finds the wheel of doom, so to speak.
The wheel, make the deal.
Now, I do disagree with one thing.
What's that?
They should have booked one wheel match on night 1 and one wheel match on night 2, not both of them on night 1.
Oh, there'll be more on night 2. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they do the Roxanne Kiana one on night 2. I don't know.
No, I think they both were advertised for night 1.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean, if it's gonna be on Halloween Havoc, of course you're gonna be spinning the wheel during Halloween.
So, I think they'll spin the wheel next week to make the matches for week 2, because next week you're supposed to have Shotzi and Scarlett be the hosts.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, and honestly, I think it's going to be absolutely amazing.
I was glad Shotzi came back to wrestle today. She's looking pretty good. She's getting back in ring shape.
They could do that. Beards and black.
Here come the beards and black.
That'd be fun. That would actually be quite funny.
Defenders.
What did Will say earlier tonight, Jax?
I don't.
When did Shotzi learn how to wrestle?
Yeah, when did Shotzi actually learn how to wrestle?
Nah, but she's gotten a lot better. She's getting confident again. I liked her interaction with Roxanne Perez after the match because Roxanne came out and helped her beat Kiana James tonight by stealing the brick out of her bag.
I just love Vic. Look, Book, I told you she had a brick in there.
But,
and then the fact that not only did they prove there was a brick in there, but then Shotzi participating in the Eddie Guerrero challenge, sitting in the corner like I got hit in the muzzle by that damn Jezebel. and the ref like, what's the deal?
But Shotzi won that match with the help of Roxanne Perez, and then we set up the match between Roxy and Kiana James for next week, and that's going to be a Devil's Playground match. So I'm interested and curious to see what that entails. What was the Gigi Dolan versus Blair Davenport match? What match is that?
Lights Out.
Oh, Lights Out. That's right.
No, Devil's Playground.
No, that's
Roxanne. Sorry. Yeah.
You're good.
You missed the old Shotzi?
Hey, you know what?
Has she ever fucking changed?
Just her hair?
Yeah, I'm about to say.
It's just the hair. She kind of reminds me of Kodak Black a little bit with the hair, but we're not gonna.
I like the Liberty Spikes look on her. It looks pretty good.
The Liberty Spike. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, yeah. But then again, Cam, I was the one that met her at Spookula Tampa. And
hey,
she had long green hair. Someone tell me. Like,
Jax, we got Wheels over on TikTok right now on the chat.
Wheels, what's up, homie?
Hey, what's up?
After this, we had the main event, right?
We had we are skipping Nathan Frazier attacking Dominic.
Oh yeah,
Dominic.
Right. Yeah, Dominic.
Write that down.
Dominic and Nathan had a scuffle, a fracas, a brouhaha.
Nathan Frazier's the perfect person to take that belt off Dominic.
Nathan Frazier, somebody I've been having my eye on since the day he walked in the door. Like, I always knew Nathan Frazier was going to like be really big.
Jax,
Yes.
Wheels said, make sure you don't forget to buy your Royal Rumble tickets.
Friday. We're going till Friday, sir.
He's just reminding you.
Yo, I seriously need to start.
Yeah, you too. You're right over there.
I'm right in the area. There. So just skirt.
Yeah, that's too far for me. I mean, I'm glad that I didn't get tickets for WrestleMania this year, though, because my daughter has a dance competition the same weekend.
Oh,
so,
dang.
If
my daughter would be going to a dance competition by herself.
I mean,
this is why also I don't have kids.
The ironic thing to it, though, is the competition is actually only 25 minutes away from the Rumble, from WrestleMania.
No!
So you can pull both off.
So
I've seen Boy Meets World.
I have to figure out a way to at least get to the Superstore. That's what I need to figure out, because I'm going to be in the area.
Oh, it'll be there. It'll be up there, because the Rumble, when we went in Texas, they didn't close the Superstore until the Sunday after the Rumble.
Right. So that Saturday night, I think while WrestleMania is going on, I'm going to take a trip to the Superstore. So I'm trying to figure out.
You're going to pay $30 for parking just to go to the Superstore.
Bro.
Why don't you just wait till Sunday when it's free parking to go during the day.
Oh, because of the event. True.
Yeah, like because they'll probably have that store there until Monday, and there's no event, and they don't want to pack that shit back up. Like, no offense, I don't want to pack that shit.
Like, they don't want to put that back. Hell no.
But yeah, I found that out a few days ago, and I was like, "Damn, glad I actually failed at getting tickets." But this segment with Dom and Nathan Frazier was pretty sick. Like, out of nowhere, Dom was talking. He's like, I don't even know who this kid is. Nobody knows what he's about. And then here comes Nathan Frazier out of nowhere with a beeline and just starts wailing on him.
Hey, remember me? just like completely, he's just throwing hands. I'm just like, bro. Because they were saying something about it, like apparently Nathan like showed up on Raw or something.
Yeah, he was on Raw last week. Was it? Yeah, Raw last night. He was at Raw because he had a match on main.
I missed it.
He had a match on main event. So they were talking to him, and in the back segment, and then Dom showed up, and then they started brawling on Raw, and it carried over into tonight. And I would not be upset if he is the next North American champion. I would not.
I think it's good.
Nathan Fraser is just a total spitfire. Like, he hits that ring, there's like no stopping him. That final cut, it's usually like he hits the final cut and then a Phoenix Splash right after that, and woof, that Phoenix Splash is beautiful.
You had Metaphor in the back, but it was just Mensa and Lash Legend, and they were on the phone with Noam Dar, and out of nowhere, Akira Tozawa shows up. And it's like,
tell Noam I'm looking for him.
Yeah, tell Noir I'm looking for him. Like, he's challenging for the Heritage Cup, which I think would be an awesome match because Akira is much better than people give him credit for.
Oh, he's an amazing talent.
And it's just because of the way he's been presented. So I'm hoping that we actually get to see him wrestle. And Cam, that would be pretty sick.
Yo, I can honestly not thank Triple H enough for like putting Akira Tozawa into like some way on like Raw, NXT, and or SmackDown, because somehow you can see a bits of Tozawa literally almost anywhere now. Like, we even had him last night during the Alpha Academy thing. He's on the back just working with the weights, and right when they're about to say a thank you, he just lets off the cry and then just goes back into
and he has the little weights, like the kid weights.
Yeah.
Little kitty weights.
I think we all have ideas, Cam. It's the problem is they don't want to listen to us.
And then, oh my gosh, the weirdest thing about it though is that, I think the thing that we didn't see coming was that the fact that Jakara Jackson's now out with an injury. That's just the unfortunate part right now.
Yeah, they announced that earlier today, last night on Twitter, that she was going to be replaced by someone tonight.
Yeah, so then we got to that where Ariana Grace, Santino Morella's daughter, by the way, she was standing in the ring as like, Miss NXT. Honestly, I honestly love this whole Miss NXT character she's doing because it just fits her, because I know she's like I believe she actually has competed in beauty pageants before. Of course, the Miss NXT gimmick, beautiful, right on the money for her. And so then we got this new person that was slotted in case any of these women couldn't like do it due to injury or whatever.
You mean
Brindley Reese?
You mean Soul Ruka 2.0?
Mm-hmm.
I totally see where you're going with that.
I mean, was it not?
I mean, you know what? To be honest, the gear almost did remind me of Soruka, and all I could say was that I was watching that little promo Brindley was giving, and I'm just like, they did way too much makeup. That's way too heavy, girl. Just be yourself, like Ariana, for crying out loud.
But yeah, I mean, Ariana showed off a little bit. She ended up winning the match. She move on in the tournament. Yeah, I'm still shocked that that's Santino Marella's daughter.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's crazy because like it's even funny how she even used, it's just been a while since she's been in the ring. That's I think the only thing.
Yeah, because of her, she got injured,
and she
had to come
even
back.
used it in the promo. It's like, unfortunately, Cara Jackson's had been out with an injury, but I know how that feels because I've been through an injury just as much, even worse. I'm just like, that works perfectly. It's still funny though. Just her dad's working in Impact though.
Yeah, I know. It
feels weird.
After this, we went into the main event, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think now everything's focused towards the main event. Carmelo Hayes, Baron Corbin, and Dijak, or as Trick Williams like to call him, 12.
How did he get 12? I'm confused on that.
Okay, so the whole reason why Trick called Dijak 12 is that in gang, I guess you could say in sort of like gang
12
or whatever, or street talk, 12 for some reason means cops.
9.
And Dijak is pretty much like that guy, he looks like the Dominator. He looks like a cop from a black and white film.
12.
Yeah. Fuck 12. Fuck 12. Gang. I'm really in the streets like this. Gang. Yeah, I don't know.
What I didn't like was, why did Dijak get the only entrance?
I don't know. It was weird because like we got to the ring, we're hearing Baron Corbin's music playing,
But Melo's already in the ring.
Melo was in the ring, and they gave him like the little name thing and all that too. And like, already in the ring, do Carmelo Hayes, and he's just like, "Hey, what's up, fam?" And then they give Dijak that. Just
Dijak is awesome, and he should have won. He should have won tonight.
I honestly think it should have been Corbin, but that's me.
Can we just talk on how small Melo looked compared to Corbin and Dijak tonight?
That was also about it. That's what made it so crazy. Like, Corbin and Dijak are, Big E's, in my eyes, one of the big definitions of big meaty men stopping meat.
Like, when they had the promo earlier tonight with the 4 of them in the ring with Trick, like, Melo's the, which one of these does not belong?
One of these things does it belong here?
I totally agree with that.
And of course, he's the one that wins at the end of the night, and will face Ilya in 2 weeks at NXT Halloween Havoc Night 2. Hey, Sammy, I saw that you just joined on TikTok. Thanks for stopping by.
Sammy! The Dominator can do the chopper. No, wait, wrong movie.
That's funny. Yeah, what did you guys think of this match?
5 minutes, thank you.
What did I thought they all got. I like the ending of it.
Oh, the ending was crazy because it went. Baron Corbin hit the end of days, but then Carmelo out of nowhere, nothing but net, and done.
But he pinned Dijak. He didn't pin Corbin.
Showing that the end of days is still a dominant move.
I am still pissed.
I need to hear end of days from Baron Corbin at least one more time in my life. Facts.
I am still pissed that McIntyre kicked out of it.
Yeah.
And what pisses me off is when Corbin was on an interview and he said he didn't know that it was happening till the day of, and McIntyre didn't want to do it.
Yo, okay, yeah.
Because
And
they
honestly,
wanted that was the most protected move in WWE.
yeah. And you know what the crazy thing is too, Scales? I remember also, it was a long time ago. Baron Corbin, I remember he was on an interview and he was asked, like, what would you like if you could pick between having the most protected finisher or being a long reigning WWE champion? Like, which one would you go with? And I remember him saying that he would have gone with the most protected finisher, obviously with it being end of days, because like, if you're a champion, yeah, that's cool. But if you're somebody who's had a finisher that's been protected for years, which one do you think people are going to remember more? Like the long title reign or the most protected finisher? Like,
I get that it made a moment, Cam, but I remember watching it and my jaw just dropped when he kicked out because I knew that no one's ever kicked out of that move before.
Same. I'm just like, it was
And
to me, it was almost like the equivalent of the Undertaker losing the streak. Like,
correct. And what, like, it just that when that happened, that ruined the rest of the night for me because I am a Corbin fan. I've liked Corbin since he was the Lone Wolf when he first came up and everything. So I followed his career within WWE. And when that happened, I generally was pissed off. And I'm glad that's still the only occasion that has happened, and they didn't make it to where it's happened more since then.
Yeah.
So if only one person ever kicks out of it in his entire career, that'll make it mean more that Drew was the only one.
yeah.
Now I just need Drew to become this badass heel, take the belt off of Seth in 2 weeks, and go on a run.
I don't know that Lone Wolf End of Days is cool. They definitely put the back. I mean, like he's leaving his past behind. He's burning all the ships.
He's the closest to the lone wolf as we'll ever get again.
Correct. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like this gimmick so much. Is because this is actually Baron Corbin. Like, this is himself.
And that's what I love about it. Corbin is literally himself, and he's unapologetic about it, and that's the way he needs to be.
What were we going to say, Jax?
I don't remember. That's why I stopped.
Bum-ass Corbin was over because of McAfee. I mean, hey, McAfee made it work.
I mean, broke-ass Corbin was the best gimmick going on. And if you didn't think that Corbin was meant for this business and didn't give his heart and soul to WWE, that gimmick proved to you that he did. And if you didn't gain respect for him there, you'll never respect him as a wrestler.
I agree.
Yeah.
And
I agree with that.
That, to me, is just flat out wrong. Because when someone gives their heart to every single gimmick that they're asked to do, especially something like that, it leaves an impression on people.
Yeah, from the lone wolf to the constable to the king to the bum to being happy to being a modern day wrestling god.
Yeah, yes, we are, AJ.
Till burning the ships. It's beautiful.
We didn't get there yet.
NXT ended with Jay Cargill. Yeah, that was. I think that was one of the most unexpected moments because we at first I thought it was all gonna end where we see Lyra just watching that. She looks at the picture that's taped up on her locker, takes it off, looks at it. I forget exactly what she said, but she tears the picture in half and walks away.
She said, "I'll see you next week."
Oh yeah, see you next week.
Or it's something along the lines of, "I'll see you next week," or it'll be different next week.
Mm-hmm. He's a company guy. Another Miz or Truth. I respect it.
I've been calling it since day one that Jade's going for that NXT Women's title first.
You have,
and it makes sense after Monday Night Raw where Becky looked at her and said, "Get in line."
Yep.
She went, "Ooh, what?"
Becky like,
what? Up on NXT tonight. I'm telling you, Jade's gonna make that. I don't know if that's the brand she will go to, but that's the belt she goes after.
I mean, she is promoting that obviously we've seen from the stuff from like in the weeks that she's hinting that she's looking at Raw. But honestly, I feel like it can go to anyone. It can be Raw, NXT, or SmackDown. I don't care which one. It's still going to make a big impact wherever she's going to be, wherever she will be on, whether it's the red brand, the blue brand, or the black and gold brand.
Cora Jade, who's that?
That's be Braun Breaker's girlfriend.
Yeah, I understand that. We just haven't seen her in about 9 months.
She had her boobies.
Same with Nikita Lyons.
I know she had.
Big deal. Same with Nikita.
Nikita
or Soul.
Nikita, yeah, but that's different. Nikita had a knee injury. Soul
Cora just decided decided to get better assets
and then got bigger boobs. And we haven't seen her since.
Yeah, because Braun Breaker's beating the shit out of it. He's getting his money's worth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do we need a women's mid-card belt? Absolutely.
I definitely get them TV. Damn, I'm done.
But tonight, NXT could have fooled a lot of people because they threw up the logo as Mello's in the ring celebrating, and you thought they were going to fade to black, but they faded to the backstage area with Lyra. And I can guarantee you that a lot of people turned off the TV thinking that it was over. So most people would not have seen Jade Cargill on the screen tapping her watch like, time's ticking.
Your time is up. My time is now.
I think it's going to be great when we see that. Because everything they're doing right now with Jade is money. They're making her look like a superstar.
And you don't know where she's going.
That's what I love about it.
I
mean, it's going to be good.
Because she showed up on Raw last night, had a face-to-face with Becky. She said, I forget what Jade said, but Becky goes, "Get in line."
Yeah, and then what is it? She meets Adam Pearce and he's like, "I think you need to get more of those."
And then tonight after, Lyra rips up the picture of her and Becky and says, "I'll see you next week." Jade appears on the TV in the back and taps her watch like, "Time's a ticking. Like your time is running out."
Tick-tock. Ever since Ciampa attacked Gargano, I watched it till it fades to black.
Yeah, we've learned that from NXT takeovers with the logo coming up and then thinking the show's over, but it's not.
No,
they do something every once in a while on NXT. So with NXT, you cannot turn off the channel even if they throw that logo up. It's not the end until the screen goes black.
See, when Jack said Jade, I thought he was talking about Cora Jade.
Oh, okay. That's understandable. Understandable. But overall, I thought tonight was a really good episode. They did very well in setting up the stories and moving the storylines along for next week and the week after for Halloween Havoc. Any final thoughts from you guys before we close up the tab on tonight?
Oh, I better finish my drink then.
It finished strong. It kept you. It's either a teaser or something going on with Jade. and Becky, because so far she's had more interactions with in a Becky storyline than anywhere else. And this is what, the second time she's been on NXT TV?
So she's been on NXT twice. No, was it twice? Yeah, she showed up at Fastlane. Then she's been on every show since.
Yeah.
She's been
I
on
think
NXT twice, SmackDown, Raw. Yeah.
yeah.
And if there's, I mean, if I can also say one more thing, like just with Becky as NXT Women's Champion altogether, AJ, that's a pretty big prediction. I mean, but we'll see. But if there's one thing I do want to end the night off with, again, it's just with Becky being NXT Women's Champion in general. Like, we have been seeing a lot of the female talent from that I guess people would say are within the lower, I guess you could say lower card or just the lower part of the mid card. She's taking a lot of these talented women that are either from NXT or are just lower in the card of WWE, and she's giving them the spot. She is literally using this title run to showcase the lower card and make sure, like, almost like they're not forgotten. Because, I mean, I wouldn't really say Natalia's part of that, but that's how it kind of started. But then we got Tegan. We've got Indy Hartwell coming up on next Monday. We already have Xia Li in the picture. We've already got Xia Li somewhere in the picture because, like, she keeps asking for her moment. It's like, you had Tegan, now you've got Indy. When is Zaya's time? You know?
Yeah, and then Zaya said, "I picked the time."
Zaya's times after I get my McDonald's, and I don't eat McDonald's. So that tells you how I feel
come on,
about that.
you know what? I'm not gonna put anything past Xia Li though. Like, honestly, I was a pretty big Xia Li fan at the time. Heck, I even remember when she made Mercedes Martinez give her a sharp roundhouse kick so tough, made her look like she was participating in Toy Story because Andy's coming.
AJ said that we get 3 women's matches next week. I actually think it's 4 because you get the 2 semifinals from the breakout tournament, and then you have the Devil's Playground, and you have
Lights
out match. So I think we actually get 4 next week.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm
you
going to
got
put
the
this on
women's
record.
match. You have the 2 semifinals. Or wait, no, the women's match, the 2 semifinals, Lights Out, and then Devil's Playground.
That's so 5.
Mustafa Ali, 5.
I'll put this on record right now, and y'all can try to disagree with me, and I'll debunk every bit of it. NXT has the best women's division in wrestling today.
Oh, thank you.
They're used properly. They're showcased correctly. And there's no other women's division other than Impact that have elevated women's wrestling.
No, Impact does, but
no, I wouldn't say the best. As it sits right now, modern day women's wrestling, I have to give it to NXT.
But I mean, Cam's also predicting Carmen Petrovic is winning the whole thing. I mean, hey, Cam, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I also kind of knew about Carmen because IG is a great place to be sometimes. But I don't know though. If I want to give my prediction on who I think will win, so we've got Kalani, we've got Ariana, we got Lola, and whoever else is left. Carmen. I don't know. I have a feeling it could be somebody like Kalani Jordan.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be Carmen. I think it's going to be Carmen or Ariana Grace. One of those two is who I think is going to win it.
Yeah, I can see that too. I could definitely see that too. Carmen would be an interesting pick. Ariana, I feel like would be one that's almost expected, almost. We'll see. We will see.
All right. Anything else we got to add before we close out?
No.
All right. Jax, where can we find you?
You can find me here every Tuesday for NXT on Taps, every Monday night for Sorry for the Interruption. Tomorrow night, I will be on the Wrestle Talk Wolfpack over at Wrestle Talk Wolfpack or twitch.tv/Wrestle Talk Wolfpack. Anything else you want to know about me, just follow me on X or Twitter or whatever the hell you want to call it at Jaxbo 2020.
Phil?
So if y'all want to keep seeing this beautiful face around here more often, you can check me out on basically almost every form of social media under the name that you see right down there, and that is Phil the Future himself. However, on Snapchat, it's Prometheus King 6. Don't ask me how it got to that, but yeah, that's just how it is, and that's how it's gonna be.
So before I sign off, just a few quick housekeeping announcements. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m., live on Rivet City Radio, our sister channel, you have, I don't know why I put the book. It's supposed to be The Boom with KMG.
Okay, brother. Okay.
Fix that. There you go. The Boom with KMG. Then on Thursday at 9 p.m., also on Rivet City Radio, you have the Boss Bitch Al with her trivia show. I believe this week is a special all-girls edition.
Ooh.
Will's hosting, and all the girls are going to be... No, Will's producing. He's not going to be on the show. It's just going to be all women. So let's make that a big episode, because that's something that the women need to... they need to show what they can do. Like, you're going to be able to see what they can do, because some of the best people that are on there are the women with the trivia. You have Katie Kins, you got Al. So I'm excited for that episode.
Yeah, let's showcase the Off the Top Rivet City Radio Women's Division.
Friday night, you have FNR at 10 p.m. right back here on Off the Top. And then Saturday night, if you enjoy talking and discussing hockey, you have Ringside Chatter with me, Shadow, and our boy McDuster. I hope everybody had a great evening tonight. If you have not yet already, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, follow. This way we can help boost our algorithm and get the show out there. Want to say, you want to look for me, you can find it here on Twitch and Off the Top, as well as Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Off the Top Media _. Hope everybody has a great evening. We'll catch you again soon.